Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more. Um, Today, Felix and I are going to kind of free flow talk a little bit about the light body, which is the etheric structures or the energetic architectures, the invisible energetic architectures that really our physical body is built upon. This doesn't just manifest out of nothing. There are layers upon layers upon layers of different architectural energetic geometries that go to produce this, and it is incredibly complicated when you get down into the nitty-gritty of it. But there's a very clear structure to it, and you know, if you ever question divinity, you just have to look at this, and I tell you, you know, there's someone guiding all of this, or there's a great consciousness guiding all of this, because it is, yeah, it is incredible, isn't it, Felix?
Mm-hmm.
It takes my breath away when I connect into all of this. But the base of it, that you know, there is a base templating that runs through all of creation, and I just love this. You know, it doesn't matter from the actual structure of our universe down to the structure of an insect body, taking us in along the way, the planet, the solar system, the galaxies, all of this, they all have the same base templating. Now, we have talked a little bit in a previous video about how that templating was distorted into a base 10 math templating. So you might want to look at that if we're not making sense. But our true organic templating is base 12, and we are moving back into that. And that base 12 templating is called the core manifestation template. It's called the 12 tree grid. It's called the Kathara grid. There are various names for it, and it's worth just mentioning the fact that there are different ways of referring to it. But you know, I'll hand over to Felix here, and he'll maybe talk us a bit more about it, and I'll throw in my two penneth
Yeah. Yes, that would be great.
where it can. You know, just to sort of say at this moment, both Felix and I are writing about the light body at the moment, and we are, both of us, you know, we keep getting together, don't we, Felix, and kind of saying,
Yeah, we do. Thank God for
have
that.
you worked this bit out yet?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's so complicated, and just to kind of get your head around it, in what we're both writing about is basically to put the structure into a format in order to, like a kind of one of those anatomy science books that you'd get, in order to be able to understand and comprehend how it all kind of syncs together and links up, and then how to work into the healing part of it as well.
Yeah.
So where it's kind of needing healing.
Yeah, because I mean, as I said, this is our base template, and
Hmm.
distortions or dis-ease within the body
Hmm.
manifesting out of energetic imbalances.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
if we can get that template right, if we can get that template, all the energy flowing within it, all the various channels at all the various levels, then you know the physical body that manifests out of it.
Hmm.
I was going to say perfection, but maybe I'm reaching
Work in
a little
progress.
there, reaching a little there. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's balanced, it's harmonious, it's working as
Mm.
it should. Mm.
Yeah. So, like we said, we are working through this as well at the moment, and sitting down talking about this live sometimes just allows the channels to open up to bring in new information as we kind of go through it and work it out in real time. So we start off with the 12 tree grid at the base level, which is the organizational template that arranges your consciousness into 12 dimensions. And as this kind of arranges the consciousness into a structure, this basically categorizes it into a kind of layers upon rainbow light, or light wave spectrums. Okay. The second layer that comes up, well, it's another layer on top of this that's created from the 12 tree grid, would be the hover bodies. And these hover bodies, they govern the masculine principle. So all of the rod functions kind of come from this, and I think Saira's a little bit further ahead on this one than I am.
Yeah,
Um,
they give the horizontal structure. So if you kind of think of yourself sort of standing here, they put the horizontal structure into into the energy body. So they hold the horizontal energies.
mhm,
Um, And within them, you have what are called shields. In
Mhm.
fact, the shields themselves, which are frequency shields, they emanate the Hover body out from the shield itself, which kind of is like a tissue capsule around it. And where the shields go in at various levels, it talks to the different levels of consciousness. Some of you
Mhm.
may be aware that, here in this particular density, or at the 3D level, it's the ego, personality, self we're all dealing with, and by God, don't we have fun with it. But we are moving into the soul level of self, and that's another what's called station of identity. So we are moving our consciousness, our whole consciousness construct, onto this different platform, because the shields are platforms of perception, the way we view the world. So we'll be viewing it from a soul perspective, and then we move up again to the next shield
Mhm.
as we learn the lessons, shall we say, or we come into resonance with higher and higher frequencies. We will then move to the next platform of perception, which is called the oversoul or monad, and the one above that, which is the avatar self.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Lovely.
yep, shields and
Yeah.
home bodies.
Nice one. So as we've kind of gone through that level, the layer above that, I would say, would sit as the Hara line, the vertical pillar,
Yeah.
that runs directly through the light body. And this Hara line, you've got one main Hara, and then you've got the Pingala and the Ida Nadi, which runs through the particle levels that interweaves through the chakra system, which we'll get to in a bit. And this is like the pranic tube. So this is how you kind of pull in life force on a vertical perspective, and then re-energize your light system.
And
So as we kind
that already sits around, as you said, the fifth shield. We've got four shields that go in horizontally. The fifth shield, which is the shield from the very highest levels, when it goes in, it
mm,
goes vertically, and the energies weave around it, and you've got the
mhm,
pranic tube,
mhm, mhm,
um,
mhm,
as or the Hara line, and
mm,
that relates back, if we're going down through the layers, as it were, it relates back to the central column of the Kathara grid. So, I mean,
mhm,
it emanates out into these, layers, and takes on
mhm,
different constructs, but it comes from the base outwards.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Perfect. Yeah. So where we've got that Hara line, this is the central channel where we've got the crystal chakra keys that birth from the signets, which sit in the hover bodies. So these signets then create the crystal chakra keys, and these layers basically govern the release of interdimensional information correlating to their specific dimensional frequency band, which then relays the information through the corresponding axiotonal line, which is we'll get to in a minute, and then into the corresponding chakra. So each dimension, each chakra the chakra, the dimension, the axiotonal line, the sphere of or Sephiroth on the 12 tree grid, they all correspond
Mm.
with a particular color, and they have a specific line as to how this kind of moves in and out of the body. So where we've got this crystal chakra keys, this births the seed of the chakra. This seed of the chakra basically is the base formation of the chakra, but it also
Mm.
corresponds to a specific strand of DNA as well. So this is how the DNA starts to rehabilitate. Where we've got the crystal chakra, um, keys, there's also this next level above that is, or not really, it's kind of the same level,
Mm.
but yeah, this axiotonal line which runs a frequency pattern to carry the information through into the chakra.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that
and,
gets
and,
fed.
and distribute it through the body as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So then that
And
gets fed.
into the auric,
Yeah,
uh, the levels of the auric body, because the axiotonal lines all connect into the levels of the auric body as well. I mean, it is
yeah.
complicated, so you know.
Hmm.
I feel like we need to draw pictures, and I'm
I was going to say
absolutely
I might just
I'm crap at drawing
I
pictures,
might just put some
unfortunately.
pictures up on the video actually. So yeah,
Yeah.
if I can figure out how to do that. So where we've got these axiotonal lines, yes, it runs through the auric layers, through the different dimensional auric layers. It also connects in, as I believe it connects into the meridian lines as well.
Yes. Okay.
And they start to recirculate life force through the body. So as this hits into the chakras, um, between layer 2 and 3, 3 being the chakras, 2 being the crystal chakra keys, the hara line, the axiotonal, the crystal chakra seeds, we've then got the nadial structure, like the Ida and the Pingali nadi, or Pingala nadi. This interfaces through the chakras with masculine and feminine currents that weaves like the caduceus
Mm.
through the energy system.
The
And
Shumna being the Hara line.
yeah, the Shashim is the hara line. As these kind of intersync through, this is a kind of nadi, a nadial structure in and of itself, or a part of the nadial structure. So this nadial system, probably, I would say, the most important thing to heal about the light body at the moment. This is the interface between the soul and the personality. So when that's been damaged, the relaying of information cannot proceed through to the awareness, and then we've got a kind of disconnection between the soul and the personality, and also ultimately into the higher levels as well, because it also runs through the rest of the auric field. The nadis, or the nadial structure, is a central nervous system blueprint that relays the information. As the chakras have processed the information, it goes into the seed and then it expands out through the nadis to update. So as it hits into the seed, it runs down to the strand of DNA, goes into the dark matter template, updates the dark matter template, comes back up, and goes back out to correct the nadial structure, which then rehabilitates and recommunicates the organic coding of receivers and transmitters of soul source frequency within the body to bring into the personality. So as all of this kind of goes through a big upgrade, the central nervous system begins to send the correct information through the heart to the mind, through the whole body, and you start to send and receive the God source frequency through your own structure. So it starts to recirculate the information correctly.
Yeah. And
And
this, it
yeah.
comes back, it comes back to what we were saying about we've been living in a distorted base with a distorted base 10 template for a very long
Mm,
time.
mm-hmm,
And the rehabilitation of the light body.
mm-hmm,
I mean, you don't need to, all of these levels of complexity, unless you're really a healer, you probably don't need to know or understand it unless you wish to.
mm-hmm,
But it is about the rehabilitation of the light body back into its true organic base 12 tree of life structure.
mm-hmm,
And as a consequence, as Felix says, there's a lot of rehabilitation and a lot of healing to be done in
mm-hmm,
certain areas. And some of us have had, a lot more damage than others, and so on and so forth. Um, so yes, just an awareness of the fact that there's a lot more going on than just this. And when there are physical imbalances, coming to someone like Felix, who helps to sort out the energetic side of things, can have a very big impact on our body. And we
mm-hmm,
are all under the cosh to a certain degree at the moment, because there is this change going on. There's a
mm-hmm,
template change going on, and we are all feeling aches and pains, and no energy some days, and feeling like we've got flu other days, and yeah, I mean, there's myriad symptoms that go with the changes taking place.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
understanding what's going on at the bigger level, I think, can help us not go into
Mm-hmm,
panic about it. And
mm-hmm. And also, I just want to add this in as well. What I found really interesting, which happened to me probably about 2 years ago, and again, I think it was on Sunday. I did a vast amount of healing on Saturday with people, and then on the Sunday, after updating, because when you do a healing for someone else, you also receive a healing in the same time. Um, I went for a run the day afterwards, which I found was really interesting on this run was I felt like I was being electrocuted
Mm,
as I was running, and I realized that because of all the healing work that was done the day before, the nerves were not connected up properly within the nadile to the central nervous system. So the channels are kind of offshoots. When you've got this information running through your system, it's going to be firing off bioelectrical information.
mm.
How important it is to correct your channels after that and just make sure that they are all synced up again, because otherwise you're going to be as if you're on an electrical wiring, just shooting through your body. So yeah,
Yeah.
correct your channels after you do all your healing, and all it takes is an intention for that, and just to see liquid light running through them. Um, that starts to seal the channels and just run correction there. So I thought that was
Yeah.
quite interesting. I thought I'd share that with you.
Yeah, and
Sometimes,
that just highlights something that I think it's worth saying. We are very powerful creator beings. And Felix said there, just set your intent by you can do a lot by setting your intent, being a clear channel, knowing what it is you want to achieve, set the intent, and bring that energy to bear. There's a lot you can do with that.
Yeah.
And it's all energy.
Yeah. Perfect.
Fundamentally, all energy.
Nice one. Oh, that was lovely. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and staying. It was lovely to chat with you about this today, and you, Saira, too. Thank you so much. All right. Lots of love.